Hey family, it's Dr. Pyant, Mindset for Freedom. How are you? Hey, I always hope you're doing well because that is the process. The process is that we are going to be well in our mind, in our body, in our habits. We are going to be well every day in every way. You say to yourself, as I say to myself, every day we're getting better and better. And we are. But you have to trust what I call today process. Process happens. It's like baking or cooking. You have to trust process that I'm putting a little bit of this in there and a little bit of that in there. But you, with an intention, are doing it. The process that I'm talking about trusting is God. I'm talking about trusting the process of what you cannot see, but you know is there. Does that make sense? What you cannot see, you can't always see the hand of God. You don't always hear, you, me, we don't always hear the voice of God. We don't always know what to do. But one thing we know is I'll make room for what I treasure. That's a part of Jonathan McReynolds' song. Are you making room for trusting process in your mind, in this computer up here? Because this computer, this mind of ours is set, it's wired. And if we're not mindful, conscious, then the wiring will be what we will respond to and react to. But the process is going to happen regardless of whatever you do. Isn't that something? You could be flipping and flipping out. But God, the process is doing what it's supposed to be doing because we did not create ourselves. We were created. Take a minute. You did not create yourself. I know the plans I have for you. When we left the place that we know is home, but we don't know it now, because when we come into this earth body, that is void for us. You know why I think it's void? Because if we knew what home wants and felt like we can imagine what it feels like, you know what I mean? Like where we came from. Honey, we would want to go back. We would say, I'm done, Lord. I am done. I am ready. Beam me up. Okay? But we can't see that. But we can imagine just the presence of God. Just imagine what He said, that I have given angels charge of you to keep you in all your ways. And you know the rest of the scripture. And if you don't, you can go look it up. But least you dash your foot upon a stone. So when you stomp your toe, when something happens, you need some help. And sometimes the angels are there and they can prevent it from happening. You trust process. If you're conscious enough to know, meaning knowing that his words, what he told us is true. Now, do you believe that? You see, because I believe it. It is what I stand on. Am I always strong? No. But when I am weak, I get myself together and say, hey, and I told you, I am like a tree planted by the rivers of water. Let the water of the Spirit flow into me because I want to trust process because then I can let go. I can let go of fear. I can let go of the uncertainty of what's next. because it's not in my hands. I can remember that you, God, woke us up this morning, and you are the breath of our life, and you are always moving in us. And remember what I told you? Life happens for me. Life is happening for me. What is the lesson that I take away? If I tell you storms have happened in my life in these last couple of weeks, child, my granddaughter say, ooh, child. She makes me laugh, okay? But it is true. Ooh, child. She don't say it to my storms, but I have to say, ooh, child. But I leaned back and I said, that's why I sent you that message. Are you going to be in default mode or are you going to be grounded? You see? And I chose to ground myself in process. Process is happening all the time. Process is happening all the time for you, for me, for us. God is working on our behalf. He's not a man. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't slumber. He doesn't get tired. And guess what? Nothing that we go through is a surprise. He's like, oh my God, I didn't know you were going to have cancer. Oh my God, I didn't know your car was going to burn up. Oh my God, I didn't know your child was going to get pregnant. Oh, I didn't know. God is not a man. Nothing surprises the eternal. But you got to trust the process. The process of knowing that our Creator is infinite. He's not finite like us. There's no beginning for it, him, them. There's no ending. God is everywhere, omnipresent. And I want you to get grounded in the process of knowing that there's something on the inside of us. Family, you've got to grab it. Whew. There's something on the inside. Come on, feel into your feelings and say, I know that you are in me and I am in you. And I will trust. I will trust process because I'm not in charge. We are your people. And we are here to walk this earth and express who God is. Come on, y'all. Express the God in you. You ain't got to argue with people. All you have to do is love, forgive, let go. Love. Love yourself. Love yourself enough to know that you are loved by process. Forgive those that have done things to you, because remember, I told you, we don't live in our past. We don't live in the future. We live in now, present. God said, I'm a very present help in your time of trouble. He's a present God. Let go of past hurts and disappointments and say, if you can, you might not be able to say it right now, and it's okay. Life is a lesson learned, and the process was always the process. It was never a process or an attempt that it would hurt us. You got raped, you were molested, you got beaten as a child. It was not intended to hurt you because God is not on that level about feelings like that. You perceive that. You and I. You see, that's why I talk to you about the mind and about perception. Remember, I told you, or if you didn't hear it, you hear it now. Beliefs, thoughts, and perceptions. What do you perceive about what has happened? And how is that wiring in your brain? How is that playing out in your emotional life, in your relationships. You need to check yourself out. Never mind about what they doing, or about what he's doing, or about what she's doing. What are you doing? How are you reacting? Are you reactive or are you proactive? How much of your day is spent in peace and in clarity? And if it's not enough, you can fix it. But it's about transformation. It's about transforming your habits of mind. And it's about knowing. That's why I said today we're going to trust process. And every day I want you to wake up and I want you to breathe it in. And I want you to say, I will trust process. You see, when Moses was in front of that burning bush, he had no idea what was happening. He didn't hear God like that, speaking in a voice. Take off your shoes. You're standing on holy ground. Imagine you or me hearing the voice of God. God has a voice because it's an inner presence, but you have to be conscious to hear it. The busy mind cannot hear it. And let me tell you something. If you are in default mode, then that processor, that prefrontal cortex that's trying to process reason and logic, cannot transmit for you. Your hippocampus and your amygdala are running your life. And I'm telling you, God has taken me to a deep dive. And family, I studied how the brain works. And it has been a blessing for me to understand process. So like I said, check your process. You getting frustrated? Take a breath. Don't blame it on your day because you're only walking through your soul's process. And if you walk too fast, you need to slow down. If you're doing too much, you need to pause. If you're overthinking, you need to stop. Meditate. Find one. Plug into one. I have so many. Drop me a comment if you need me. I got you. But today, this week, I want you to reset by trusting process. You say it in the morning, in the noontime, and when you go to bed. Let it resonate so that your subconscious mind can stop worrying and you can have a mindset for freedom. Hey, I hope you enjoy that. I always enjoy speaking with you. Like and share this message to somebody that can help uplift them. Somebody needs to hear what you just heard. And go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Until then, Dr. Piant, Mindset for Freedom. Thank you for listening.